Hello, my name is Camarano Años, and this is my presentation. First of all, I want to talk metaphysics, reality. Whether reality, God exists or not, what's real? And for this, I want to use the cave allegory before I explain my own ethics. The cave allegory says that there are three people, who see the shadows of people who is behind of them. They are not seeing the people like with color and in 3D. They are just seeing like an imitation, and this happens in the real world. I mean, when you were a child and your parents gave you a teddy bear, you thought that was like a real bear. And when you go to a zoo, or if you saw it on a picture, I don't know, just like a bird, just like it is like a big animal with very strong. And though that little teddy bear that you have, it's not real, it's just a toy. And you won't see you never saw your teddy bear like in the same way, because now you know that that's not real, it's just an imitation, a shadow. So with this, I want to conclude that we live in an illusion, a fake reality. Even if you don't want it, that's the reality. It's just someone else's illusion. We living on that, and until we don't see how people are in reality, we're not gonna live in the reality. And I think that it's difficult, almost impossible, yeah, but that's how it is. Ethics, what is to be an ethical person? For this, I want to use Aristotle. He says that being a virtuous person means that you will be in a middle point between being a total coward and having too much courage. With this, I want to use an example. Like, I mean, if someone comes to you and tells you a secret, and that person doesn't want you to tell someone else, and doesn't want someone else to know that you know that secret, your due as an ethical person is not to tell anybody. Not to tell you know what, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's it. That's the most ethical thing that you can do. Because if you tell the secret, that will be bad. And you have to lie. This is why I say that lie is not a bad thing, or sometimes it's necessary, sometimes not, obviously. But in this case, it's necessary. Even if lying can be a bad thing, in this case, I don't think that that's the case. Because you're being a good person. You are being a trustful person. And if you tell that secret to someone else, no one will have the confidence on you to tell secrets. Now, knowledge, I think that it's an interpretation of the data. It's a compilation of sense, remembers, memory, etc. And with this, I want to use David Hume. He says, a wise mind proportions his belief to the evidence. What I interpret with this is that if you have data, I don't know what type of data, whatever you want, you must to use the data, interpret it, and use that in a context. And for this, I want to use contiguity as an example. Imagine that you have a normal table, and you put that table in the kitchen. Then, and you use that table to, I don't know, put food, eat on them. Then it will be a dining table. Now, imagine you have the same table and you put it on your room. I use it to put, I don't know, my pencils and school stuff that I need, books, notebooks, I don't know. This is a desk because the context it's different. I Thanks to the things that I put on it, I know that it's a desk because I'm interpreting all the context. So knowledge is an interpretation of the context, remembers and things that we already heard. Aesthetic. We can figure out that art can be really helpful. But it depends on how do we use it. And for this, I have R.G. Collingwood, who said, the best art is the art that really matters. It's the stuff that change the way that we interact with the world. So he divided the museum on two parts. A museum art, which is like just art and you saw and you see it and it helps you to escape from your reality. And the other one, my favorite, is the magic art. This is the one that helps you to have a better way to interact with the world. It's the one that can be interactive, and so you will be able to live in a better way, just like that. And for this, I have this example, this song or the Michael Jackson songs called "Man in the Mirror." This song is called "Man in the Mirror." I love this song, which means basically to make a change. Here's an example. I love that part because it says, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change. So there you have the answer. The main purpose of the song is not to sing it, is to being conscious about the situation that someone else is living. So making a change is not only someone else's job, it's your job. So aesthetic art, it's useful, but it depends on how do we interpret it. It depends on how do we use it, and then it's gonna be, and if something is real useful, then I think that that's the real aesthetic thing, is the thing that can make a change in the world. Now anthropology, essence. This is my idea of this is very clear. We are the ones who decide our way. For example, Jean-Paul Sartre, who said that we born and then we figure out who we want to be. We define our own essence, which is called existentialism. And I really agree with this philosopher because I don't believe in destiny. I believe that our actions have consequences, and we are the ones who figure out who are we going to be. So yes, I mean, there's no destiny. We are the ones who defines what are we gonna do with our lives. And yes, I believe in God, but that doesn't mean that I will let all my things to Him.